Straight off the back of a triathlon today and another bit of bling. I'll take you through how I racked my bike and I'll share with you the week 16 part of the plan. Firstly, I'll share with you this week's plan, so week 16. So I'll ping that up here. And mainly I stuck to it, but I tapered towards the end of the week. Obviously, because I had a triathlon coming up. Now, as I discussed this last week, the triathlon test run, the sprint triathlon test run, should be in 2 weeks' time. So towards the end of the week, I reduced my workload, pretty much stuck to the similar sort of plan, but my fast lesson, I moved to a Friday night. I only did 2 swims this week. And I told my coach that I had a triathlon, so he reduced the intensity of the workout. And I did nothing on yesterday, so that I could just be pretty fresh today. So if you could just pause that and have a more detailed look, I'll get on with tonight's topic. Whoa, is that in focus? Is that in focus? Get my face out of the way. Ah, that's better. That's a very, very nice medal, fair play. They are really weighty with activity wheels, and there's a few of them back there. So this is going to find pride of place. Now, it's only a sprint, but boy, was it difficult. It was really balls out, all out. The bike was tough. It's out and back on the bike, against the wind on the way out, and you're just fighting, and it was uphill. And then on the way back, you're just riding the wind, basically. But your legs are all shot from that. Onto the run, my legs cramped up badly because I'd been pushing so hard on the bike, and it was a very, very hilly run. So the triathlon I took part in was the Fishguard triathlon. If you haven't seen that or haven't heard of it, have a look because it's notoriously quite difficult and hilly. The water also is a lovely flat sea swim because it's within Fishguard Goodwick Dock, but it's really, really cold. I'm extremely happy off the back end of this sprint triathlon as well, because I came second in my age group, which is 45 to 49, and I also came 16th overall, and I've never ever been that high. So technically, I was only 13 places off a podium. Anyway, so I'll just take you through a few shots of what I collected this morning. So start off with the bike on top of the car. I love these Thule roof racks. They're extremely solid and tough and hard wearing. The straps hold it in the front and the back. They click in and they sort of lever in. And then the middle hand claw, what you want to call it, that just grabs it and you can tighten it up. You can also lock it and there's nobody taking that bike off there. So it depends where the triathlon is. This one was like an hour and a half away from where I live. So I went there in the morning, this morning. I went to registration this morning and then I started putting things on the bike. So you've got to put the label on the bike, you've got to put a label on your helmet, you've got to put the number on your bib, you've got to put the bib number on your belt. I always use a race belt because you can't pin in a triathlon. In a marathon, it's okay. In a run, it's okay. On a cycle, it's okay. But in a triathlon, you have to have something versatile that goes front and back. So you have to have a race belt. I then check the bottles, the pump. The pump's really important. Make sure it's there to reinflate the tyres. And I know it was a bottle to hold an extra chain, to hold extra tubes and all the other bits and bobs in the bottle itself. I don't use a pouch anymore. I don't like them. I'd rather just a bottle, much easier. Now, I've already got my triathlon suit on, and to go into transition, you've got to put your helmet on so they can see the number and they can match that with your bike. They also want to match your bib number. Now, bikes are really expensive, so they want to make sure that it is yours. Now, when you get into transition then, I tend to put a towel on the floor, I put my shoes on the floor, I get into my wetsuit. I happen to find a nice wide spot, usually everybody's on top of each other, but also to note that you're allowed a bag in this sprint triathlon, or many sprint triathlons. In an Ironman, you're not. That's another kettle of fish, and there's going to be another YouTube video about that. I've actually got a YouTube short about it, and I'll ping it up here somewhere so you can link to that. I like to put a bike computer on the bike. I don't really use it to time anything or record anything in the triathlon. I just use my watch for that because I've got a triathlon setting on it. If you want to know how that works, I'll do another video on that. I also put the bib number on the front of the bike with my gels in the pouch. The computer is ready to go, but it's off. And I switch that on immediately when I get back into transition, so it gets time to warm up or boot up, whatever you want to call it. I put my helmet on the bike. I put my shades inside my helmet, clipped in the holes in my helmet, ready to go. I then check my Magic 5 goggles. I have a swim cap and I have my earplugs. Now, that's pretty much it for the swim. However, there's a couple of bits you've got to remember. My watch obviously goes over my wetsuit. Also, you have this one final thing that you must make sure you have on your left ankle. That is your timing chip. Now, this timing chip will obviously time you and record your position on the course when you go over the certain timing mats, and they're designated at different points around the course. And finally, when I came back in, I did a really, really good transition time from swim to bike. I was really happy with it this time. Two things though. I did remember my watch and I pulled it off. So that was a bit of a faff then, taking the wetsuit off, putting the watch back on. And when I was pulling the wetsuit down, the usual thing, I didn't remember actually, I put my timing chip on my wetsuit, but I should have put it on my ankle, and that just slowed me down a bit where I had to just pull my wetsuit through the timing chip and then down over it. So I got out onto the bike, really comfortable, ideal, put my shoes on in transition and then run out. Remember the mount line, and when you take the bike off, you're not allowed to take the bike off your rack position unless you have your helmet on and strapped. Now, a lot of this is quite confusing, but when you do this a lot, you will remember it because it does finish in a disqualification if you're not careful. Now, a lot of the marshals are really, really good. They'll come out and they'll tell you or stop you and say, do that, and then they let you go. So you're not allowed to get onto your bike until you get to that mount line, and you got a helmet and everything on, and away you go. And then for the first time for a while, when I came back in, I was trialing taking my feet out of my shoes as you come in to the mount line. Now, I was about 200, 300 meters out today, and I managed to get my feet out of my shoes and just put them on the shoes, and what a difference that made. On the mount line, I just came off, stopped my computer, and I just ran to transition. No socks on the bike, no socks on the run today. It was literally just go for it. So there we are. That's a little bit of a running commentary of what happened today. I'm really, really pleased with myself, although I had severe cramp on the run at the top of my hamstrings because of pushing so hard on the bike. So I think my next upgrade is a tri-bike. Anyway, that's enough talking from me. I hope you found this helpful, or you learned something that you didn't know before. I've learned the hard way, and this is why I'm sharing this free information. So if you did like anything, could you please subscribe, and you'll see me again and continue through this plan. Thanks very much. This is what it's all about. Let's get ahead.